Starting freelancing can feel like you are trapped in an endless maze, right? It's easy to feel stuck, or maybe right now you feel lost because you don't know the people that you should be working with. Today, we are going to talk about what we call an ideal client avatar, why it's important for your freelancing business, and create one that will perfectly align with your goals. When I first dipped my toes into freelancing, I was so eager to help anyone, so if you needed assistance, I was your person. While this approach gave me a variety of experiences, I quickly realized that it was not sustainable. I was spreading myself too thin, and I realized that my message was not resonating with anyone in particular. That's when the concept of the ideal client avatar really got my attention. It helped me refine and decide who I want to help. Now, I want to add a quick disclaimer because I changed my ideal client avatar multiple times. And I'm saying this right now because whatever it is that you decide or choose at this moment, you are allowed to change your mind down the line. You don't have to be too strict or too rigid because you will figure it out as soon as you gain more experience. What exactly is an ideal client avatar, or ICA? This is also known as a customer avatar, buyer persona, marketing persona, or customer profile. It's a detailed representation of the clients that you want to work with, the people who benefit from your services, and those who you love or enjoy working with. Now, creating this goes beyond demographics like age or location. While those are included, we want to explore their values, their beliefs, dreams, and even their working and leadership styles. Now, why is this so important? I'll give you 3 major reasons. First reason is you will actually attract those who value and really need your work. One of the major realizations that I had as I gained experience is that the more that I capture everyone's attention, the more that I actually end up speaking to no one. A well-defined ICA, or ideal client avatar, ensures your message reaches the right people. So let's say, for example, you want to be a social media manager for wellness brands. You are going to attract wellness coaches, nutritionists, yoga studios, or even other wellness brands. You're not going to attract SaaS companies or corporate lawyers. One important realization is not all clients will be a good fit, and you have to accept that early on. If you can accept that right now, at least be aware. If you don't know who your ICA is, you risk working with clients who undervalue your time. Some might even micromanage you, and some might expect unrealistic results. So another example is that of a web designer. Just imagine if this person is you and you have a client that demands, or if not expects, daily updates, constant revisions, and has no clear vision, you will definitely end up feeling burnout, and those work, or the work that you once loved, you start to dread. And that's what I don't want to happen to you, especially if you're still starting out. Second reason is that when you start to market yourself, it also starts to make more sense and even be sustainable. Marketing is one of the biggest challenges of freelancers, regardless if you're starting out or if you're already a seasoned one. But knowing your ICA can make this significantly manageable. Instead of creating random content and hoping it sticks, you'll know exactly what to post, where to post that message, and how to speak or communicate directly to your audience. With the right ICA, marketing stops to be a guessing game, and it actually starts to work for you as you bring in leads and even clients who are already a great fit for your services. Third reason why it's best to know your ICA is you will enjoy and love your work even more. Now, working with dream clients means that every task or project is fulfilling, and it's not a chore. It's not another task that you have to complete. And you don't feel like you dread your inbox or you dread checking Slack or any other communication tool that you have with your client. So I'll give you an example. A brand strategist who loves storytelling and emotional branding will have way more fun working with purpose-driven individuals or entrepreneurs than with corporate clients who just want something professional. So if you notice, those are 2 different set of clients. One is corporate and the other one are purpose-driven entrepreneurs. So back when I was trying to help everyone, I ended up connecting with a few. But once I honed in my ICA, I started to attract clients who were truly a joy to work with and also valued my services. They respected my process. They also respected who I am, not just as someone that they work with, but value me as a person. So to recap, here are the 3 reasons why it's important to establish your ICA. First reason is that it'll be easier for you to book clients who already resonate with your style and expertise. Second, marketing starts to feel manageable because you already know what to say instead of just posting for the sake of it. And third is that you are going to enjoy and love your work even more because you now work with people who are aligned with your values. Now let's get into how you can create your own ICA. Now there are 2 ways to do this. So first option is go ahead and create a free account in Canva if you don't have one. If you already have one, go and choose Quick Presentation or Create Presentation rather. And once you're there, rename it as My Ideal Client Avatar. This way, as I share the guide questions, you can add your answers to the presentation right away and also add some designs element to it to suit yourself and help you remember and visualize your ideal client avatar. Second option is if you prefer pen and paper, that's also okay. Now, if you're at home or maybe you're in a cafe right now as you watch this, try to limit distractions or sit in an area where you can truly focus. And lastly, pause this video as needed so you'll have time to answer the guide questions. So if you're set, let's go ahead and do this. So first, let's start with demographics. First question is, what is their age range? Are they young entrepreneurs in their mid-20s to early 30s who are just starting their businesses? Or are they experienced professionals or business owners in their mid-30s or maybe mid-40s going to 50s who are looking to scale? Second guide question, do you primarily want to work with men only or maybe women only, or do you want a mix of both? Now, third question is, where are they located? Now, you have to understand that location plays a big role, and I'll explain later. So right now, think or be very specific if you want to work with those who are in the US, in Europe, or maybe in Australia, or maybe even locally if you're in the Philippines. You can be very specific with the countries or even cities. Now, understanding their time zone can affect communication and deadlines, especially if you are a freelancer who want to work with international clients. Now, with different locations, you must also understand that this affects their culture, work style, and even business needs. Fourth guide question is, what is their occupation or what industry are they in? Are they in the health and wellness space? Are they startup or even tech founders? Are they corporate executives? Are they small business owners, or do you prefer working with creatives? Fifth question is, what is their income level? Now, to guide you in answering this, think if they can afford premium services or if they're looking for budget-friendly solutions right now. So I'm going to give you 2 examples. Now, first example, a virtual assistant or VA might want to look for or might want to have an ICA that is a CEO of a medium-sized company. Now, this VA might want to work with someone who is between 40 to 50 that's not too tech savvy, but knows his or her way around technology but still needs help from time to time. It can be either male or female and works in major business hubs like New York, London, and Sydney. Now, second example, a social media manager might have an ICA that caters to millennial entrepreneurs and even small business owners who are active online and who are looking to build their brand presence. Now, it's important to understand that demographics alone won't give you the full picture, but this is the first step to help narrow down your ideal audience. Now that we're set with your demographics, let's go to the second part, which is your ICA's values and beliefs. Now, understanding your ICA's values and beliefs is important because these principles influence how they make their decisions, including whether or not they would want to work with you. Their values shape their priorities, the way they run their businesses, and even how they communicate. So to get started, let's go with guide question number 1. What principles guide their business decisions? Do they prioritize speed, quality, cost effectiveness, or do they prefer sustainability? Second question, what do they believe makes a freelancer valuable? Are they seeking expertise? Are they seeking reliability and creativity? Or are they looking for a combination of these? Third question, what kind of working relationships are they looking for? Are they looking for a long-term partnership, or do they prefer short-term and project-based work? Fourth question, how do they define success? Is it about financial growth? Is it about impact and personal fulfillment? Or are they aiming for work-life balance? Last question on their values and beliefs. What ethical or professional standards do they hold or value the most? Are they focused on fair investment or fair wages? Do they value inclusivity, transparency, or other key values? Now again, if I'm too fast, please feel free to pause and go back just so you can have time to answer. Now to continue, I'm also going to give you some examples. If your ICA values work-life balance, they may seek freelancers who are efficient or who are self-starters, organized and proactive so that they don't have to micromanage. Now, if your ICA is seeking innovation and creativity, they might prefer freelancers who bring fresh ideas and think outside of the box. Now, on the other hand, if your ICA values structure and predictability, they are likely to be hiring or be drawn to freelancers who are detail-oriented and follow clear systems or SOPs. Now, remember that their values also influence how they spend their money. A client who values personal growth may invest heavily in coaching, training, and expert advice, making them more willing to pay premium rates for specialized freelance services. Meanwhile, someone who values cost-cutting and efficiency may prioritize budget-friendly solutions and be more price-sensitive. Now that we're done with demographics and then your ICA's values and beliefs, let's talk about their goals and dreams. First one, what are their biggest professional goals? Are they looking to grow their business? Do they want to increase profits or do they want to gain industry recognition? Second, what personal dreams do they have? Do they want more freedom with their time, a better work-life balance, or travel without having to worry if anything in their business is slipping through the cracks? Third question, how does hiring a freelancer help them get closer to these goals and dreams? And last question, what would their ideal future look like if they hire you or if you're already in the picture? If everything went perfectly, what kind of life and business would they have in the next 3 to 5 years? Now, one of your questions might be, MJ, why do I have to know their goals and dreams? Now, that's also a very important question. Understanding your ICA's short-term and long-term goals or even dreams helps you anticipate their needs. You stop thinking about the basic things, which means you want to be 1, 2, or even 10 steps ahead because then you understand where they're coming from. Now, if they are in growth mode, they may need help with automating their systems, improving their systems, making it more efficient and effective. They may even want to scale their team. Now, if their focus is brand authority, they might prioritize content creation, PR, and thought leadership. When you align your services with what truly matters to them, it's easier to create compelling marketing messages, craft offers that are aligned to what they need, and build stronger relationships with these clients. Now, also understand that these dreams can be very personal. Some business owners may have a vision of creating a legacy. Some might want to make a meaningful impact, or even transitioning from a high corporate job to a more flexible entrepreneurial lifestyle. By understanding and speaking to both their practical business needs and emotional aspirations, you position yourself as a solution to more than just their immediate problems. You actually become a partner in their journey. Now, at this point, you might have already written a lot, or maybe the opposite, because you feel like you have to be perfect. You feel like you have to nail this because this is so important. Now, I want you to take a step back. If the first 3 is already overwhelming you, pause this, save this video, save the link wherever it's easily accessible to you, because I don't want you to continue and feel so much weight on your shoulders, because I understand where that's coming from. Because of course, if you want to get started and be serious with freelancing, you really want to make this work the first time. You really want to make sure that when you create your ICA, it's really aligned to the clients that you really want to work for. But then please take a step back. Like, this is just the first step. You're allowed to make mistakes. You're allowed to change your mind. You don't have to be too harsh with yourself, especially if you have thoughts like, why can't I get this right away? Or why is this too hard? I'm still at step 1. So if you have those thoughts, please pause and give yourself a day or maybe a week and then come back to it with a fresh mind, right? But if the situation is different, if you're even more eager to finish your ICA, then let's go to the fourth one, which is understanding your ICA's challenges and pain points. Understand that when we talk about their challenges or pain points, these are the struggles that keep them up at night. It can even be roadblocks preventing them to go from step 1 to step 2, and the daily frustrations that make them wish that they had someone like you to help them. So first guide question is, what daily struggles are they facing in their business? Are they overwhelmed with tasks? Are they struggling with marketing, or do they lack strategy? Second question, what are their biggest fears related to their business? Are they afraid of losing clients, falling behind competitors, or not scaling fast enough? Third guide question, what's stopping them from reaching their goals? Do they lack time? Do they lack expertise? Don't they have a solid team or the right systems in place? Last question for this part, how do these challenges make them feel? Are they stressed? Are they frustrated? Do they feel exhausted, unmotivated, and even stuck? Now, challenges can also go beyond surface levels. Some ICAs may experience emotional frustrations, like feeling stressed, they don't feel supported, or they feel stuck in their business. They might worry about not having the right systems in place. They might fear losing clients due to inefficiency, or they might find that they are struggling to stay relevant in their industry. When you acknowledge these deeper concerns, your messaging and the way you position yourself to them becomes much more relatable and impactful. Now, the more you show that you understand their pain and can help alleviate it or even solve it, the more they're likely to choose you over others. So this is going to be the last part, which is your ICA's leadership style. Now, their leadership style affects how they communicate, delegate tasks, and collaborate with their team or freelancers like you. By identifying their preferences, you can adjust your work style, communication methods, and processes to align with whatever it is that makes them most comfortable and productive. So ask yourself these questions. Number 1, how do they prefer to communicate? Do they like emails, Slack messages, video calls, or quick voice notes? Do they expect you to respond at certain times of day? Second question, do they prefer a structured workflow, or do they prefer a flexible approach? For example, do they need detailed project plans, or do they trust you to manage your own time? Third question, how do they give feedback? Are they direct to the point, or do they prefer to explain things in detail? Fourth question, how involved are they in the tasks? Do they check everything themselves, or do they trust their team to handle it? And last question, how do they handle challenges and setbacks? Are they calm and solution focused, or do they get frustrated and expect immediate fixes? Now let's give some examples. If you are a person who thrives in an environment where there's a clear structure and there's a lot of processes in place, you might struggle with a client who's spontaneous and constantly changes their priorities. On the other hand, if you enjoy flexibility and creativity, a highly rigid and maybe somewhat micromanaging client might not be ideal for you. So by understanding these nuances or different factors and considerations, you can also decide if this particular client is a good fit for you. Now let's do a quick recap. Now, side note, doing recap is really beneficial, not just to me, but also hopefully for you, because, as you continue to absorb and digest these information, it's also important for us to look back, like, what are we talking about again, MJ? So that's why I'm always doing the recap. So to start, we talked about demographics. This covers basic details like their age, location, occupation, and their income level, helping you understand who they are at a surface level. So while these are important, demographics alone won't define your ICA fully. So that's why we are going to talk about the values and beliefs, which are the guiding principles that shape how your ICA makes decisions, not just in their business, but in their life. Now, aligning with their values and beliefs ensures you attract clients who respect and appreciate your approach, making your work and partnership with this client more fulfilling and long-lasting. Third one, we also talked about their goals goals and dreams. Now, understanding what your ICA is striving for both personally and professionally helps you position yourself as someone who can support their bigger vision. Then we went to dive into their challenges and pain points. These are the roadblocks and frustrations that prevent your ICA from reaching their goals and dreams. Now, this is important because when you understand what's stressing them out, you can offer clear and targeted solutions that make you the best fit. And lastly is their leadership and management style. Every client works and leads differently. So knowing whether your ICA prefers a structured approach or a more flexible workflow helps you adapt accordingly. So collaboration also becomes smoother and more effective when you match their preferred work style or management style, their feedback process, and also their decision-making habits. All right, you made it to the end. That means you're really serious about getting started with your freelancing business, and I really love that for you. Now, I know you might have some thoughts right now where you start to ask yourself, can I really do this? Oh, these questions are really a lot. I want to maybe give some unsolicited advice that there's no need to rush. There's no need to feel like you have to figure everything out. That's why I'm here. That's why we have the guide questions, because whatever it is that I went through, I am sharing here so that you can learn from it. And I understand if you feel like this is such a huge stretch, but please take baby steps, because those baby steps that you're taking, it will definitely compound and multiply, and you'll be shocked that maybe after a week or after a month, you're progressing so much. So please don't watch this and just move on. Make this your assignment. Rewatch this video as many times as you need. Use the time steps to go back and forth and really take the time to map out your ideal client avatar or ICA. The more clarity that you have, the easier everything else will be in your freelancing journey. So here's one tip. Open up Canva and create a visual board for your ICA. Add photos, quotes, or anything that represents your dream client. It'll make them feel real and help you stay focus on attracting the right people. If you made it this far in the video, thank you so much. I hope you got tons of value from this. And if you did, please help me spread the word. Share this with someone who needs it. That's the best way to support me and help more freelancers like you get started the right way. Of course, before you go ahead and check the description box, because I've got a free guide waiting for you if you haven't downloaded it yet. Plus, if you want to be the first one to know once the next video is out, join my email list. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss what's coming next. I appreciate you, I'm rooting for you, and I hope you do the same for yourself. I'll see you in the next video. Explore and learn more about the freelancing world by downloading my free guide called the Freelance Starter Kit. It's available in the description box below. Make sure that your email address is active, and please check both your inbox and spam folders after you're done signing up. You'll also see a link where you can submit your questions about freelancing so I can talk more about those in my upcoming videos. Thank you and see ya!